You might be seeing headlines right now saying scientists found a cure for pancreatic cancer. A lot of those headlines are connected to research led by a Dr. Mariano Barbacid. As someone who lives in this world every day, I wanted to slow that down just a little. Because although the research is exciting, it's also being oversimplified online. This study, led by Dr. Barbacid and his team, was done in mice, not people yet, but what makes it really interesting is how they treated the tumors. Most pancreatic cancers are driven by a mutation in a gene called KRAS, or KRAS. It's basically the cancer's main growth switch. The problem is, when you block one growth pathway, cancer often just finds another way to survive. That's called drug resistance, and it's one of the biggest challenges in treating pancreatic cancer. So instead of blocking just one pathway, these research blocked 3 at the same time. The main KRAS growth pathway, a backup growth signal called EGFR, and an emergency survival pathway called STAT3. In mice, the tumors didn't just shrink, they disappeared, and they didn't grow back during the study period. That's a big deal in cancer research. But here's the part social media doesn't always mention. This is still preclinical research. That means animal studies, not human treatments yet. A lot of therapies that work in mice don't always work the same way in people. So this work from Dr. Barbacid's team is very promising, but it's an early step, not a proven cure. But what really caught my attention is that one of the KRAS mutations they studied is called KRAS G12V, and that's the same mutation Ben's tumor had. So when I actually dove in and read about Dr. Barbacid's research, it didn't feel like abstract science. It felt personal. It felt like our mutation was part of the research. It doesn't mean this treatment is available yet, but it does mean researchers are actively working on strategies that target the exact biology that drove Ben's cancer. And that's something we didn't have not that long ago. Another reason this study resonated with me is the approach, not just the specific drugs, but the idea of targeting multiple cancer pathways at once. There's growing evidence that cancer doesn't grow just through one signal. It uses a whole network of pathways. Growth signals, survival signals, inflammation, immune evasion, all working together. And that's actually how we thought about Ben's protocol too. We weren't focused on just one angle. We looked at different elements that had evidence suggesting they affect specific biological pathways involved in cancer growth. For example, curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, it's been studied for its potential effects on several cancer-related pathways. In lab and early research, it's been shown to influence things like inflammation, cell survival signals such as NF-kappa B, STAT3, and processes involved in tumor growth and spread. That doesn't make it a cure, and it's not the same as a targeted cancer drug, but it reflects a similar idea, supporting the body and challenging cancer from multiple biological angles instead of relying on just one single mechanism. So when I see researchers like Dr. Barbacid designing therapies that intentionally block 3 major pathways at once to prevent resistance, it feels like science is finally exploring something many patients and integrative researchers have been wondering for a long time. What if cancer has to be boxed in from multiple directions at once? It's encouraging to see that strategy being tested in rigorous lab research. No, this isn't a cure today, but it is a meaningful step forward in understanding how to outsmart pancreatic cancer and other cancers, especially for people with KRAS mutations like Ben had. Progress in cancer usually happens in inches, not in miracles, but every inch does matter, and this is one of those inches toward finally finding a cure for pancreatic cancer and hopefully other cancers.